Cameras rolling as thieves used an SUV to carry out a smash and grab robbery this morning at an Oakland convenience store. It happened around 4:30 at the 7-Eleven on Grand Avenue and Mandana Boulevard near the Grand Lake Theater. The robbers rammed the vehicle that had no license plate through the front window, and at least 4 people en masse entered the store. Responding officers detained multiple suspects nearby. Police haven't yet said how many or what was taken, how much was taken. We'll bring you more information as we receive it in our later newscasts.
Across the Bay, a high-ranking San Francisco city official is out of a job. A city oversight commission unanimously voted to remove Kimberly Ellis from the position of director of the San Francisco Department on the Status of Women. Former Mayor London Breed appointed her to the position in 2020. Ellis had come under fire and was suspended last month amid allegations she concealed a side job working for a political group and misspent city funds on things like money for her friends. Ellis calls the allegations baseless and is suing the city, saying she's being retaliated against after making a complaint against a coworker.
Oakland leaders are trying to figure out how to handle overtime pay amid a budget crisis. 2 months ago, the city auditor found Oakland paid more than 500 city workers more than $1.6 million in overtime because of an error in calculating that overtime. Well, now the Chronicle reports the problem has still not been fixed and that the city may have to hire a consultant to figure out why the employees have been paid more for their overtime than expected. The auditor also warns that the amount of extra overtime may be even bigger than previously thought.
The Santa Rosa City School Board of Trustees voted to remove its superintendent. Superintendent Daisy Morales was in that position for 10 months. This comes after a 97% no confidence vote by faculty and staff. The associate superintendent, Lisa August, was named interim superintendent. The move comes as Sonoma County's largest school district is dealing with school closures and budget issues.
Oakland superintendent will be off the job after this school year. School leaders cut her contract short by 2 years in a closed-door meeting. KTVU's James Torres is live on the confusion shared by the public and the explanation these board members are offering. James?
Andre, it was a 4-3 vote behind closed doors to enter what the school board is calling a voluntary separation agreement. Dr. Kyla Johnson-Trammell would stay on as superintendent until the end of June, 2 years short of her contract expiration date. Now, in that 4-3 vote, school board members decided to start the search for a new superintendent immediately. It stems from a detail within the current superintendent's contract that would allow her to transition some responsibilities to a new deputy superintendent by the fall. Some school board members recently decided that would be confusing because there seemingly wouldn't be a clear leader of the district with 2 positions with superintendent in the title. Board members justified a closed-door session because the conversations were a personnel matter, which are not allowed to be public. We heard from board member Mike Hutchinson, one of 3 who voted to keep Johnson-Trammell on. He says the reasoning just doesn't make sense.
When this board was first formed in January, if that's how the board felt, then they should have taken action then. They should have publicly discussed with their constituents what their plan was, what their thoughts were, and then they should have proceeded accordingly. They shouldn't have dropped this in closed session, and the first time the public knows that this has happened officially is when a vote is announced at the end.
Back in September when she starts taking on some. I also talked to board president Jennifer Brohard. She says she and the majority disagreed with the superintendent on what that deputy leader role would look like. However, she says she had no problems with the superintendent's performance and praised her for her successes, especially for helping Oakland pay off a 22-year-long receivership loan to the state, though she says she wasn't able to have a lot of these conversations about those closed-door meetings because of rules bounded by the Brown Act. Earlier this week, however, Brohard released a statement saying the topics discussed were, quote, wrong information and creating chaos. I asked her about that.
I felt like I had to say, because it looked like we were hiding something. And we weren't.
The public thinks you were.
They do think we were hiding something. And that's, again, I can't say enough. It's why you have laws. It's why you have set ways to do things and you follow those things. And we owe this to our community to give a total picture. And last night we could give a total picture.
Kyla Johnson Trammell released a goodbye message to Oakland saying, in part, "As I prepare to turn the page, I do so knowing that Oakland Unified is positioned to keep moving forward with clarity, compassion, and courage. I will always champion the district and our students with love and confidence that our shared commitment to joyful, thriving schools will continue to lead the way." Brohar did want to make clear the superintendent was not fired. Hutchinson says that's true, but he says she didn't resign either. Now the search is on for a new permanent leader. An interim will be appointed by July 1st. We're live in Oakland. I'm James Torres, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
James, thank you. San Francisco expanding access to health care services for people on city streets with urgent mental health care needs. This morning, the health department opened its first stabilization unit at Geary and Hyde Streets, not far from the Tenderloin neighborhood. Officials say the center will be open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to provide medical care for unhoused people with urgent mental health needs, but who do not need to go to the hospital.
It is a licensed unit. It is staffed 24/7 with clinicians. When people walk in, they're going to be immediately stabilized, engaged in treatment that's both medication